to. He wouldn't have to exactly because he's so inspiring. 100%. So I'm now live everywhere. If you are on Facebook and YouTube, do me a favor and say hi when you get in here, or else I will not be able to see you. Um, right? Can I get that? um, yeah, it's a game changer. What's up, Alex? You don't see him selling? Yeah, no, no, none of that. Right? Right. You would have his back regardless. Guess what else? You would have no problem recruiting people. And they tickled me yesterday when they were talking about Ukraine was having a hard time recruiting people. First of all, when you are in an active conflict, it is a little harder sometimes to recruit people, especially when that conflict's been going on for like 3 years, right? But I just want to be clear that the United States of America has had its own challenges recruiting people into our military for the last few years. And the only reason that we have exceeded our recruitment goals is because we lowered them. That's why we exceeded our recruitment goals because we had to lower them. And now we've met them, right? So when they say to us, oh, well, Ukraine's having recruitment problems, the world, I believe, is having recruitment problems unless it's extremism, right? And what's our excuse? Just saying. What's up, Rat Gal? Hey, everybody. Yeah, let me tell you something. Thank you, Carla. I love his emotions. Give me an emotional leader. Give me someone who will stand in the face and say, I'm not here to play cards. When you say you don't have you don't have a good card of hand, a good hand of cards right now. I'm not here to play cards. I'm here to save lives. I'm here to do what's right. Right. So just saying that. Hey, Jennifer, good morning. Just saying. So we're going to call a thing, and we're going to dive right into this mess. And then we're also going to talk about the foolishness that people are spreading that is ridiculously inaccurate. And so we're going to talk about all of that. Okay. All of that. And yes, babes. Oh, you want some more water? Love it. We love to see it, girl. I got you. Yeah, listen, he shouldn't ever smack him, but I'm just saying, I wish that you were mortified, cards and costumes, right? Mark Rubio looking like a bitch. Here, baby. I got one more thing that I wanted to pull up because one of you all just reminded me of it. What was it? It is, this is the first thing that I want to talk about very, very quickly. And before we talk into what happened between Trump and Zelensky, or Vance and Zelensky, I want to talk about what the rest of the world. Oh, thanks, Skyrider. Love that motorcycle. I want to talk about how the rest of the world responded. I am live. Hey, Kathy. I am live. Hey, Jabbershack. What's up, Linda? Okay, so let's talk about how the rest of the world responded after the foolishness and fuckery that happened yesterday in the Oval. Can we do that? So I'm going to read you a few quotes right now. Okay. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Oh, listen, very quickly, I want to say this because when I get off of here, there's going to be a short window of time. Appreciate you, Brandy, before my workshop starts. So I'm doing a workshop today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The sign up for this workshop is in my link tree. My link tree is in my profile. So whether you are on Facebook, whether you are on YouTube, or whether you are on TikTok, if you look at my profile, right, if you go into the about section of any of my profiles, there is a link tree that is there. In that link tree is a form. It'll say 7 steps to resolution training. That is the one that is happening today. If you look at the one, there's another one that says good trouble training. That training, that workshop is going to be on the 4th. Okay. So if you want to attend, you will need to click that link and fill out the form so that you can get the email with the link to the actual Zoom. Okay. That starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. It's 7 steps to resolution because it really works for anything. But the purpose of today's workshop is going to be, how do we use these 7 steps? What's up, Susie? How do we use these 7 steps to have meaningful conversations with people who have differing political views than you do, especially when those people are, specifically when those people are friends slash family members, people that are important in your life. Anthony Davenport, what do you mean? What's my background? That's Donald Trump and that's Zelensky. That's the background. That is a snapshot from yesterday's meeting in the Oval Office. That is today's, Uka. That is today. So today, the training that is happening, the workshop that is happening is how to use these 7 steps to have very fierce, very direct conversations that lead to resolution with family members and friends in your life who have differing political views than you do. And that's at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it is in that registration for that training, for that workshop is in my link tree. Okay. All right. So let's dive right in. Mila, not so loud, love. Okay. Hello, everybody. What's up, Veronica? Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to share some responses from leaders around the world to what happened yesterday when when President Zelensky met with Donald Trump in the White House, and how that went. What, baby? Okay, you can get started first. Dom, will you get me my water out of the freezer? Thank you, baby. All right. Thanks, Jackie Brown. I appreciate that. Yeah, Freudian slip. It's because he comes into the picture later, of course, but not right now. So let's talk about this. And one of the things that really is, yeah, in my freezer. It's a big bottle of water, babe. You can't miss it. There you go. That's what I want. So this is what I think. Yeah, DeBoss, I'm going to get to you in just a second. So the thing that I think is interesting is that if you have to have, if the only press that you want in the room are going to be your friends so that you can showboat and play like you're a big man in front of your friends, like that to me just says so much about you. It screams baby carrot man to me. It screams mediocre man to me. It screams poor leadership to me. It screams inept, inadequate, just piss poor leadership is what it screams to me, right? Real leaders don't have to bully. Real leaders don't behave in the manner that they did yesterday, right? Just saying. So, but what I want to talk about is what happened. Yeah, Jane, Bronze, it screams weak ass. Hey, Sharon. So, here is what the rest of the world's leadership had to say yesterday in response to what happened. Okay, are you guys ready? Here's what happened. The Polish Prime Minister, Donald Tusk, said, quote, what happened? What happened? Wait, come here, Mila. What's wrong? Why can't she have apple juice? She already has juice. No, that's water in there. She wants apple juice in a cup. That's all. He's getting it. You just have to tell him that it's water in your juice thing. Yeah, after she drank her juice, she likes the little cat lid, and so she asked me to put water in it, so she doesn't have juice in there. Okay, so yeah, exactly. Zelensky is incredible. Okay, so here we go. So Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk said this, quote, "Dear Zelensky, dear Ukrainian friends, you are not alone," end quote. The president of Lithuania, right, said Ukraine, quote, "Ukraine, you'll never walk alone," end quote. Denmark Prime Minister said, quote, "Dear Zelensky, Denmark proudly stands with Ukraine and the Ukrainian people." French president, who Zelensky talked with directly after this meeting, said, and I quote, "There is an aggressor, Russia. There is a people being aggressed, Ukraine. We were all right to help Ukraine and sanction Russia 3 years ago and to continue doing so. We, that's the Americans, the Europeans, Canadians, Japanese, and many others, thank you to all those who have helped and continue to do so, and respect to those who, from the beginning, have been fighting, because they are fighting for their dignity, their independence, for their children, and for the security of Europe." Okay. The president of Moldova, right? The president of Moldova said, quote, "The truth is simple. Russia invaded Ukraine. Russia is the aggressor. Ukraine defends its freedom and ours. We stand with Ukraine. Swedish Prime Minister said, quote, Sweden stands with Ukraine. You are not only fighting for your freedom, but also for all of Europe's. Slava Ukraini. And then the incoming German chancellor said, quote, Dear Zelensky, we stand with Ukraine in good and in testing times. We must never confuse aggressor and victim in this terrible war, end quote. Croatia's prime minister said, quote, Croatia knows from its own experience that only a just peace can last. The Croatian government stands firm in its belief that Ukraine needs such a peace that means sovereignty, territorial integrity, and a secure Europe. Estonian prime minister said, quote, we stand united with Zelensky and Ukraine in our fight for freedom, always because it is right, not easy. Ireland's deputy prime minister said, quote, Ukraine is not to blame for this war brought about by Russia's illegal invasion. We stand with Ukraine. Latvia's president said, quote, Ukraine is a victim of the Russian aggression. It fights the war with the help from many friends and partners. We need to spare no effort for just and lasting peace. Diplomacy sometimes is the art of the impossible in difficult circumstances. Latvia stands with Ukraine. The Prime Minister of the Netherlands said, quote, the Netherlands supports Ukraine as firmly as ever. Now, more than ever, we want a lasting peace and an end to the war of aggression started by Russia for Ukraine and its people and for Europe. The Prime Minister of Luxembourg said, Luxembourg stands with Ukraine. You are fighting for your freedom and a rules-based international order. Okay? Relax. So I just think it's important that everyone realize that the United States of America is on the wrong side. Yes, Crystal, I'm absolutely going to go into the money. They have actually paid more than we have. So the United States of America has not paid $350 billion to Ukraine. That's number one. The number is more accurately right around $119 billion, and only 89 of that has actually been paid, has actually been delivered. Much of it has been promised, but it has not been given. And so we're going to talk about that. It's not just words. Those other countries have actually given more than we have. So we're going to talk about that. Because while Americans scream, well, where are they? Where have they been while we've been paid? They've been paying themselves. They have been paying themselves. And so we're going to talk about every bit of that so that we can talk about facts and not fantasy numbers. Okay? That's what we're going to talk about. Okay? And if you have something, do me a favor, please do not put links in the comments because TikTok does not like it. And please do not put inaccurate or unsubstantiated election claims in my comments. Do not do that. Do not do that. The United States of America has certified the election. Donald Trump is the president of the United States of America. So please do not do that in my live. You will get blocked if you do that. All right? So hold on a second, and I'm going to kind of give you a breakdown on things, okay? So, all right. So this is a great breakdown that right. No conspiracies, MG Brock. Correct. What's up, Renee? So I'm going to talk about Mensa, right? So Mensa cannot, they're not allowed to take political action or hold political affiliations. But this is a really great breakdown that I posted on my Facebook, and then I'm gonna talk about this now. Okay. Crystal, I don't know what you're talking about. You said, why was Ukraine not allowed? I don't know what you're saying. Not allowed what? I I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Okay, so here are the facts. Okay, you ready? Here we go. The United States has not spent $350 billion in Ukraine, nor even $300 billion in Ukraine. Okay. The Kiel Institute, right, has $119.7 billion. The Department of Defense says it's $182.8 billion. But the most consistent figure is around $175 billion. And only about $105 billion of that is to the Ukrainian government directly. Yeah, it's on my Facebook. You'll have to see. So hold on. I'm trying to stay hydrated. Hold on. All right. So listen, of that $175 billion, okay, only about 105.1 billion has gone to the Ukrainian government directly. There's been $2 billion from the United States of America in humanitarian aid. There's been $33.3 billion in budget support. And there's been $69.8 billion in weapons, equipment, and other military support. Got it? Most of the remainder is funding, and it funds various activities that we're doing in the war in Ukraine. So, and a small portion supports other affected countries in the region. So, to give you an example, the $182.8 billion figures in U.S. military training and replenishing U.S. defense stocks. So it includes all spending on the response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Okay? Of the $182.8 billion from the USA, only $83.4 billion has actually been sent. Did y'all hear me? Only $83.4 billion has been sent. The remaining $99.4 billion either not committed or not yet approved for payment. This is why Ukraine has received only $76 billion from the USA, and the $100 billion that people claim is missing is actually money that has not been sent. Thank you, Jackie Brown, for gifting subscriptions. Okay. By comparison, the Kiel Institute calculates that including military, financial, and humanitarian aid to Ukraine, the EU has spent $138.7 billion compared to their calculation of $119.7 billion from the USA, right? And their calculations include only support directly given to Ukraine, and it excludes things like money used to replenish U.S. weapons stocks following donations to Kyiv, funds spent to help neighboring countries welcoming Ukrainian refugees, etc. However, using a broader definition, the European Union has committed $198 billion so far. I did reset my goal. It says 83 out of 500 of the 2025 things. Okay. Out of all the funding that Ukraine has received, NATO estimates that nearly 60% of the funding for Ukraine has come from across Europe and Canada. And by the way, if we talk about just financial support as a percentage of GDP, Canada ranks number one. When we talk about just financial support as a percentage of GDP, Canada is number one. Okay. Canada has given $19.7 billion in aid to Ukraine, $12.4 billion in financial aid, and $4.5 billion in military assistance. Here goes this damn flash goal thing. 40 people need to send 2025 to the live in 15 minutes. So 40 different people is what TikTok is telling me to do again. They started this shit the other day. I don't really know what it is. So, oh my God, it's going to be loud too, isn't it? There's 30 of you guys. As long as 10 more people send one of them things, one coin, it's cool. Oh my Lord. Y'all hear that on YouTube and Facebook? TikTok done got special. Okay, it's over. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Holy jeez. Yeah, this new thing that TikTok is doing, and I'm like, oh, but you know, if I don't participate, then they ding me, right? Holy shit. Okay, so listen. So the remaining funds are spread between humanitarian, developmental, stabilization, et cetera, and aid funding, right? Yeah, red hot. TikTok is grifting. Okay, so listen, Canada has also provided $5 billion to Ukraine from seized Russian assets, and the money will be repaid from interest earned on those held Russian assets, which means Russia will be the ones repaying that government, that cost, not Ukraine. So Canada froze Russia's assets, right? And they gave Ukraine $5 billion from those frozen assets. The interest that's being gained on those assets is being used to repay that loan. Yeah, baby. What you want? You want what? You want what? What time is it? It's 12:28. She be asking me what time it is all the time, and I have no idea I don't know what. I guess Mila's got something to do, y'all, because she's always like, Tutu, what time is it? Like she got appointments or something. Right. That's what I just said, Ruru. They are frozen assets. Like I literally just said those exact words. So again, this is what I said. I'm gonna read it again verbatim. Canada has also provided $5 billion to Ukraine from seized Russian assets. Okay. And that money is repaid from interest earned on those frozen assets, so that Russia will be the one to repay that money to Canada and not Ukraine. And this is where the prime minister of France had a hard time with Donald Trump. And he was saying it is not Ukraine's responsibility to repay these debts, to repay these loans, to repay this funding, to repay this support. Okay. It is Russia's, because Russia is the aggressor. So if Russia put the world in this position, then it is Russia's responsibility to repay the countries that have had to participate in this in maintaining world peace. Right? And so that's the argument. Whereas Donald Trump's argument is Ukraine should pay us back. And everybody else's argument is saying, no, Russia should be responsible for paying everyone back, because had Russia not invaded, then this would not be a thing. Okay, so that's what that whole thing was between Macron and Trump. Is he was saying, nah, Ukraine shouldn't pay, Russia should pay, because Russia is the aggressor. This should not be difficult. Okay. So next, I'm going to check YouTube and Facebook over here. Right. Mila got a job to do, Linda. So I know the birds are right outside the house. Okay. Next, here's the rest. You ready? So in total, Ukraine has spent $120 billion of its own money. And Ukraine estimates that total they have spent on the war is about $120 billion. Yeah, they are loud. Well, that's because it's really beautiful, so I have my windows open. I needed fresh air in here, right? If I can't get outside right now, I need to bring the outside air in here. So that's why you hear the birds super loud. They love to come on the balcony and they sit right there. Yeah, that's why. And Titan sits up in the thing and looks at them while they're there. Okay, so listen. So if they've spent a total of $320 billion, right? And $120 billion of that was their own money. There's $200 billion that has come from other places. Now, if you are wondering, 35% of the funds going to Ukraine from Europe have been loans. And some of the repayment of those loans are coming from revenues from frozen and seized Russian assets. And Ukraine isn't having to pay those portions of those loans. And the rest are really generous terms where Ukraine will be repaying less interest over lengthy repayment periods. The remaining 65% is grants and in-kind support. Okay? What's up, Dub? Now, this is the part that gets really interesting. So, the actual value of the weapons and equipment sent to Ukraine by the USA is about 60% lower than they were priced. I need you all to check this part out because this part's important, okay? The actual value of the weapons and equipment sent from the United States to Ukraine is actually about 60% lower than they were priced because they were priced as if they were new stock, and they weren't. They were from stockpiles, okay? I've been on for, I don't know, 30 minutes now, I guess, something like that. Maybe, yeah, something like that, 30, 40 minutes. So then it says, much of the military equipment and ammo sent to Ukraine is old and of limited combat effectiveness because it came from aging U.S. stockpiles. Some of the ammo is expired, and a majority of the equipment isn't even used by the U.S. military anymore. And therefore, it has an effective value of $0 to the United States. So if I have a stockpile of expired ammo and outdated equipment that we don't even use anymore, and it's just sitting in my garage, and I say, oh, you can have all of this, but then I say that I gave you stuff that was worth the cost of new materials, then I'm lying. Y'all follow me? I'm lying. If I don't use it, if it's old, hey guys, girls, you seriously, do you want to spend the night at Allie's or not? Well, then you better stop fussing right now. So, well, it's not that we did nothing. We just did a lot less than what we claim, Linda. That's the thing. We have done a lot less than what we claim. You know, it's like, listen, it's like if you bought a Michael Kors bag today and the latch on it is broken, the zipper doesn't work, and it's thrown in the back of your closet, right? Yes, baby. In just a little bit, he is. Yep. Okay. And you've got that Michael Kors bag, and it's just thrown in the back of your closet because the zipper doesn't work, the latch doesn't work, and the handle's kind of broken off of it, right? Right? It's just the handle's just broken off of it. Okay. And then you give it to someone and say, here, you can have this Michael Kors bag. And then you report that you donated it to charity for $180 because that's the cost of a brand new Michael Kors bag that has a working zipper, a working latch, and a working handle, right? Now you're lying because what you sent don't even damn work. You understand? That is the equivalent. That is the equivalent to what the U.S. did when it comes to much of the weapons and equipment that we sent. See, I try to put it in ways that people can just be like, oh shit, that makes sense. Why'd we lie? Because it makes us look better. Why'd we lie? Because there are people that now accept that lies are quote unquote alternative facts. And there's a whole group of voters and folks that are just willing to repeat those lies. And there's a whole bunch of spineless GOP representatives that are willing to regurgitate those lies and not be fact checked. That's why. So next, whew, so let me just say this. Normally, the stock that we sent them, right? It's been a lie this whole time. It's been a lie this whole time. The government, I mean, I don't, let me just say this. I would never be surprised at any government that lies. I don't care what politician is in office. I'm never surprised by lies. Ever. Ever. At the end of the day, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, this is still the United States of America. And the entire country was built on thievery and schmurder and shit. So let's don't forget that. Let's don't forget that. Okay? Just saying. That's just the truth. All right. So listen, the stock that we sent over there that was just sitting in a stockpile, right? That wasn't worth shit. Every country was, though. I don't know that every country was, Sneed. I don't know that. I don't know that every country falls into that category. I really don't. I would say definitively, right? That, and I don't live in every other country. I live in this one. So when you say things like that, when you say every country was, it reminds me of when like you're a kid and you get in trouble or you make a D on a paper and you tell your mom, yeah, but everybody in the class made a D, and your mama says, I don't give a damn about everybody in the class. You're my kid, right? I don't care about everybody else in the class. You're my kid. I don't give a fuck what everybody else does. See, that's what it reminds me of, right? Follow me? Y'all ignore Jeep Girl because I already blocked her ass. It's a troll. Yeah, this is real life, which is the same point, right? Which is why this is why we shouldn't be using grade school excuses in adult shit. That's the point. When you're saying this isn't grade school, that's the point. So don't give me a grade school response when we are grown ass adults. That's the point. That is the literal point that I'm making. You are correct, Sneed. This is not grade school. So stop saying grade school shit in a grown ass conversation. Hey, y'all, I said ignore Jeep Girl. I already blocked her ass like 2 minutes ago. Good morning, Zoe. Right, Deetria. What's up, Tosh? All right. So this is the topic, funny face right here. Zelensky. Be nice, please. All right. So, all right, here we go. So normally this stock that we sent over there would be disposed of, but giving it to Ukraine means there are effectively no disposal expenses. So let me just be clear. Because we did not have to dispose of this stockpile that we sent to Ukraine, we saved money. So the United States of America had weapons and equipment that we sent to the Ukraine that was sitting in an old stockpile, and it had very little combat effectiveness because much of it was old, or the ammo was expired, right? And wasn't being used by the military anymore. So had we not sent it to Ukraine, we would have had to pay to dispose of it. So we saved money by not disposing of it. And then we claimed that the value of it was the value of new stockpile when it wasn't. Got it? So, furthermore, much of the funding for Ukraine is being spent here. such as employing U.S. workers to manufacture the replacement equipment and the supplies to refill the stockpile. So a lot of the money, let me just say it again, okay? So we take this old stockpile of stuff that has limited combat usage, right? We send it to Ukraine, right? Knowing that the value of it is about 60% less than we're saying that it is, because it's old and not very useful, right? Then, so we tell everybody, we quote the value of it to be 60% higher than it really is, right? We save money because we're not having to pay to dispose of it. And then the money that we're saying we are spending to fund Ukraine, a lot of it is actually being spent in the US because we are now paying manufacturers to refill the stockpile. Sit with that for a minute, folks. And by the way, there's also an ongoing dispute between the government of Canada and Facebook that prevents Canadian Facebook users from being able to share or even see news articles from news agencies. So, correct, user note, that's what we just talked about it. Okay, so I'm gonna say it again, okay? I'm gonna say it again. This info came from Canada. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the girls are playing. We are paying the rich and billions, right, to refill the stock. You got it, African mother. Correct. Yes. So, just so that we all understand, no. So I shared this on my Facebook. So Mensa is an organization in Canada. They are what they call themselves. They call themselves to be a high IQ society, right? And but they in their constitution for their group, they are not allowed to kind of be political, but they can just state facts that are readily available without trying to say they are on one side or another. Just like nonprofits in the US, right? A nonprofit can't be political on one side or the other, but they can say facts and they can talk about issues. So their club put together this information and listed all the sources where you can click the links. And that reminds me, I pulled up this tracker from the Kiel Institute, which is one of the places that they reference. I posted this in my Facebook comments, but I will also put it in the link tree real quick for you so that you can see this. Your mom and stepdad are in Mensa. Yeah, so you get it. So let me just show you what this looks like. Okay. So I'm going to put this in here. Maybe you should take a Mensa IQ test. Why? Sneed, why would I want to do that? Are you interested? Have you taken it? Whoop. All right. I'm putting this in the chat real quick. I mean, not in the chat. Geez, in the link tree. So this is Ukraine support by country. And this is from Kiel. So it's in there. Sneed, I sent you a link to come up to the panel. You want to come to the panel, Sneed? Because you seem to be concerned about my IQ or what I'm saying. Thanks, Nikki. You want to come talk to me, Sneed? I promise to be, it's Mensa, MENSA, Mensa. You're welcome, Mama Dukes. Don't ring the bell, Mila, for me. Every time she rings that bell, it reminds me of that Saturday Night Live episode of Cowbell. Every time she rings the bell, that's what it reminds me of. What's up, Max boy? Right, more cowbell, please. The whole chat's over here going, more cowboy. Whew. Um, so again, I'm more than happy to be respectful. You have a fever. Oh shit, Amy. Hopefully you will get better. And it will not be too rough. Where'd you go, Sneed? I sent you a direct invitation for you to join the panel. And I mean, I'm happy to have a very respectful conversation with you if you would like to do that. See, every now and again, I just let people go and I let them run their jaws for a minute until and then I get to a point and I'll just say, okay, come on, let's get on up here. I mean, I happen to know what my IQ is. Oh, it was from the Saturday Night Live kid. I wasn't even paying attention, Amy. I thought it was you that said you had a household that was sick the other day. What's up, Shell? Hey, how are you? Yeah, I do just wait, Jin Pin. I give it a minute, right? Because here's the thing. I realize that sometimes people are like just assholes by impulse. And so I give them like that one or two times to be like that. And then I, try to see if they have any impulse control after they've been in here for a minute. But if they keep going, then eventually I'll give them the attention they seek. That's what you do. Right, Melanie, keyboard warrior. All right. So if you are interested in the Kiel Institute's information and their breakdown, I put a link to their map in the link tree. Right, Linda, the baby carrots. Right. I put the link to the map in the link tree. So it is there and readily available for you to dig into and to access. One of the things that I wanted to look at was the GDP. Because to me, percentage of GDP matters. It does matter to me, Casey. I am not lagging. If you leave the live and come back, you should be just fine. Okay. So let me say it like this, right? So let me say it like this. It matters to me if someone has, this is a perfect example. Let me just give you this. So, have you all seen, there's this great little reel that's going around. What's up, River Ray? And it's of Jennifer Lawrence, Hunger Games, Jennifer Lawrence, right? And you know how a lot of times celebrities will go on these shows and they're asked 5 different questions. Y'all know what I'm talking about? So she's on this little question thing on this reel. And the first thing they ask her is, are you a good tipper? Yes, babe. Mm-hmm. And they ask her, are you a good tipper? And she said, yes, right? And they said, how much do you tip? And she said 20%. And they all looked at her and she went, what? And then she goes, oh my God, I get it. I'm rich. 20% is nothing. Got it? When you're worth $10 million, $20 million, tipping 20% is shit. Okay? It matters the percentage of what you've got. So when the United States says, oh, well, we gave X amount of numbers, and not to mention those numbers are inflated, those numbers do not take into account how much of that money you are now spending to you, right? Or any of that, all of it matters. Okay. So all of that is important. Right. She did grow up poor. So I get that she didn't automatically realize it. Yep. I get that she grew up poor. Right. 100%. But it was great to see her have that realization and go, oh my God, I'm a horrible person. She didn't say it doesn't matter how much I make. When she realized that, she goes, oh my God, I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible tipper. So she immediately got the difference. That's the part that gets me, right? It's amazing. She immediately got it. She understood it. Okay. So it matters. And when you look at this map as a percentage of GDP, it really does matter. So total allocations by the United States of America, right? In just money, it ranks one in terms of like just dollars. However, not all of that dollars have been sent, but in terms of percentage of GDP, it's half of 1% of total GDP, and we rank 12th. We rank 12th in total donations to Ukraine as a percentage of GDP. Okay. Now, when you look at other, like, let's just pop on over here. What, baby? My eyes closed. Oh, your eyes are closed? Yeah, girl, because you're covering them up. So Sweden, their total allocation, right, is they are ranked 6th. And theirs is 0.9%, 0.9% of their GDP. Remember, we are 0.5% of our GDP, ranked 12. Sweden is 0.9%, almost 1%, because it's 0.98%, right? And it's 5. Got it? Now, here's the other thing that I think is important. They are 5th in military allocations. They are 11th in financial and humanitarian allocations. Yeah. Okay. Mila, honey, leave Dominic alone. But I want y'all to hear that. They rank 11th in humanitarian and financial allocations and 5th in military allocations, whereas the US ranks the least. We rank 28th in humanitarian allocations for Ukraine. 28th as a percentage of our GDP. And we actually rank 17 as a percentage of our GDP when it comes to military allocations. Mila, come out, babe. What do you mean? What does that mean? It means of our gross, Sweden. Okay, listen, of our gross domestic product, right? When we talk about a percentage of our value, a percentage of our worth, right? We are actually giving a total. The total allocations that we have given to Ukraine is 0.5%. So half of 1% in total allocations of our GDP, which ranks us 12th in our giving. Sweden total has given 0.9% of their gross domestic product, right? And they are ranked 6th. What, baby? I know. And then Finland is 0.98%, and they are ranked 5th. So Sweden is ranked 6th in terms of percentage of their GDP, and Finland is ranked 5th. Okay. Poland is ranked 7th. They've given almost 0.8%. It is in the link tree, Jen Pen. It's there. It's the very first link in the link tree. It's an interactive map that you can look at. And so I'm going to dig in a little bit. Whoops. There we go. And the Netherlands is ranked 8 at 0.78% of their GDP total. Lithuania has given 1.8% of their total GDP, which is ranked 3rd. Y'all hear that? It's not just about what you've given, it's how much you've given based on what you have. The bottom line meaning we haven't given what we say we have. That's number one. And as a percentage of our GDP, we haven't given nearly what other people have compared to what they have to give. Do y'all know who's ranked number one in their giving based on, even though it's less in dollars, it's less in euros, right? In euros, it's less. But of their entire gross domestic product, Estonia has given 2.2% of their entire GDP. Estonia. And there's different allocations, all right? So we have humanitarian allocations, financial allocations, and military allocations, okay? And if you look at those allocations by the percentage of that country's GDP, military allocations, we're ranked 20th. Financial allocations, we're ranked 1. Humanitarian allocations, we're ranked 22. And that just changed, by the way. We were ranked number 2 earlier today. Oh, wait, I'm lying. Wait, am I reading Canada? I'm on Canada. Sorry. I'm on Canada. So for Canada, as a percentage of GDP, military allocations ranked 20. Financial allocations ranked number 1. So as a percentage of GDP in financial allocations to Ukraine, Canada is number 1 as a percentage of their GDP. Follow me? And if we just talk about financial allocations, period, just in terms of dollar amount, Canada is number 3. And in terms of percentage of GDP, Canada is number 1. Whereas in the United States, in terms of dollar amount, it's ranked number 1, but percentage of GDP is ranked number 2. But in total allocations, we are ranked 12th as a percentage of GDP. What? Mila, can you come here, babe? This gets old. Come here, sis. Come here, me.
Slamming the door and like running.
Denmark, by the way, has given 2.17% of their GDP. They are ranked number 2. Come here, sis. Come here. A couple of things. Can you do me a favor? Can you go potty on the toilet real quick?
I did.
I know. Go again because you're going to go to the playground soon. Okay? Go potty on the toilet real quick because you're going to go this way. Go this way and go potty on the toilet.
Mama said don't want me wrong.
I know. Go this way, please, because you're going to go to the playground soon. So this is the thing. Somebody else, when I was pointing this out to them today, the dude on my Facebook, right? What's up, Doug? I don't care. So when I pointed this out to the guy, earlier today on my Facebook, he was like, well, I'm not talking about a percentage of GDP. And I said, of course you're not, because that would make too much sense. You would rather just focus on numbers. Number one, numbers that are inflated, numbers that are not accurately described to the American people. And so listen, guys, world talk is a good thing. Watching TikToks from other countries is a good thing. And I never thought we would be in a place where we would have to say that. Thanks, Beach Bum. I'm about to do it. So let me just say this, you all. I never thought that in the United States of America, we would be saying, hey, listen, you need to go listen to other countries' news in order to get the truth. But we are there, whether people think that we are there or not, we are there. We are 100% there. And what people don't realize is um, it is really important for people to understand that where we are at the place, Jeannie, where we need to be looking at other countries' news to find out truth, because we're not getting it directly from, we're damn sure not getting it from the press secretary, right? That's not happening. We're not getting it from the Oval these days. And we're not getting it from mainstream media much of the time. We are not getting it from mainstream media much of the time. And if you haven't noticed, mainstream media is on the way to getting rid of some of its most truthful, honest, diverse journalists that there are. Right? So places that I absolutely will like to listen to. So I watch PBS, C-SPAN, BBC, NPR, Guardian, ProPublica. Um, yeah, DeBoss, you still in here? You need help, baby? Yeah. Okay, DeBoss, if you can say hi to the people for a moment, and while I go help this younger, and that would be great. Okay, let me go see. Let me help you, and I'll help you. Well, you went to go on a potty. Did you
screen share the live? We got 308 people in here.
Did you not go?
We want to. What we at on likes? I'm looking right over Zelensky saying that 113K. We need to get to 125K. We can do that pretty quick. Yeah, that picture just completely continued to disturb me from yesterday. Hey, Janice, how you doing? Someone asked Danny to go back to explain the GDP again. I don't know if she saw that. I'll let her know when she gets back. Hey, what's up, Titus? I'm literally coming down from being so pissed off yesterday. I couldn't see straight after I watched that video online, or after I watched Zelensky and Trump yesterday. I couldn't believe what I was watching. So. Oh, yep. I can list some of Danny's news sources. She's C-SPAN, BBC, are two of the top ones I know that she listens to or she likes to watch. I don't know if she uses a lot of NPR as her sources. I believe so. You can go to her link tree and look at a lot of her sources. They're there, and then a lot of what she does is. If you haven't been to her link tree, go to her link tree. It's very, very detailed. And she gets a lot of work there. PBS was another one. Thank you, Red Hot.
Yep, PBS, C-SPAN, NPR, BBC, Guardian, ProPublica, Politico. Hey, Clayton, be careful putting stuff like that in the chat, because I don't want you to get me flagged, please. Whether it's true or not, just be careful, because I don't want you to get me flagged, which does happen.
How you doing?
My link tree is in my, thanks B for putting that up there. So my link tree is in my profile. It is on YouTube. It is on Facebook. It is on TikTok. So if you double click my face right now, it'll take you out of this live and it'll take you to my TikTok profile. My link tree is there. Okay. And if you're on YouTube, if you go to my channels page, the link tree is there. And if you are on Facebook and you go to my about section, the link tree is there. Cool. Appreciate you. Thanks to boss. All right. So listen, I need to do this. And I know that we are kind of Okay, whatever. I'm reading notifications as they come across. So a couple of things. You're welcome, Deely. So listen, I know that we've only been on for an hour and 20 minutes or so, but here's the thing. I am doing a workshop at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks, Clayton. Um, if you and let me tell you what the workshop is so you can determine if you want to come. All the workshops that I do are free and open to the public. I cap them at 100 people because my Zoom is set up for only 100 people max. Okay, so that is why it is capped at 100 people. So let me get in here and I'm going to tell you right now. The training that is happening today, the workshop that is happening today, is 7 steps to having resolution with people in your life that have opposing political views as you do. And it doesn't mean that you're going to get agreement necessarily. It means that by the time you get to the end of this conversation and use these tools, things will be resolved. Whether they are resolved, you know what I mean? And resolved doesn't mean that, oh, everybody agrees. Resolved means there's peace. We figured it out. We've handled it. We've had this very fierce and necessary conversation. So that training is happening today in 45 minutes, 43 minutes. The link to this training, to this workshop, is in my link tree. Okay, it is in my link tree. There are 43 spots currently left. Okay, so about 57 people have signed up so far. Last time 68 people showed up. So if you want to come, you need to go now to my link tree and fill out the form so that you can get the email with the link to the workshop. If you're on Facebook or if you go to my Facebook page, I actually posted the link all by itself for you to be able to come to the workshop. Okay. As I said before, folks, all workshops are free, all of them. I don't charge people to come to workshops. So you can attend. It's done. Now, there's also another one that is happening on the 4th. On the 4th, that workshop is called Good Trouble Training. It is happening on the 4th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's about 50 spots left for that one. So if you want to come to that one, I would recommend registering now. That one is going to be about how to effectively write emails to your legislators, how to effectively organize, how to effectively use your 3 to 5 minutes if you're going to go to your Board of Education meeting or to your city council meeting or to do whatever. Is there a national address by the president? Yeah, probably. I mean, I scheduled mine before he scheduled his, and I'm probably not going to change it. It's this. So this is TikTok, Blue Sky, YouTube, Facebook, and Substack. I am the Denny Cook. I really don't care to hear Donald Trump address the nation, so it doesn't matter to me if he's on during that time or not. Yeah, it's probably going to be about the tariffs, and I'm probably not going to care. All of the trainings are recorded, and I do stick them in a link that is in my link tree. But no, I don't really care. I wouldn't. Let me just tell you now, if I wasn't doing a workshop, I still wouldn't be listening. Right? I still wouldn't be listening on the 4th. So what I need to do right now is I need to go because I need to prepare for the workshop that is at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's in 50 minutes, 50 minutes. If you are going to be there, go to my link tree now. Make sure that you RSVP so that you will get an email with the link to the Zoom. Okay. Also, when you go to my link tree, there's a little game controller icon. That game controller icon is to my Discord. Please make sure that you join the Discord. There is a general side for everyone, and then there is a subscribers side for subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, you can still do that, right? So that's what I would tell you to do is please make sure that you do those things, okay? That way you can stay involved and up to date as to everything that is going on. Trainings are always recorded. Lisa loves the shop. They are always recorded. What makes it great is when people do show up, we have conversations afterwards, and that part is still recorded. And so that's what makes it really great, is because people interact. And so we get to hear, the more people that are there, the better the interaction, and the more valuable it is to everybody. So that's the deal. Training is today. Please make sure that you register. I don't know what you say. Linktree is not happy with you. I don't know what that means. Yeah, Blooming Pottery. The recordings are always in my Linktree. There's a section that just says like training recordings, and it's a link to a Google Drive. And then I just take the recordings and I put them up there a day or so after we do the workshop. So go to the verification section, Tori, in Discord, especially if your Discord name does not match your TikTok name. That could be an issue. So go to the verification channel, and that way, what do you mean you can't sign up, Tori? What do you mean you can't sign up? It is working. Well, I will tell you it's working because there are only 32 spots left now. So 5 people have signed up because there's only 32 spots left now. Jinpin just signed up. Tori, I would if you're on Facebook, I would say go to my Facebook. I put it on my Facebook this morning too. Cool. I'm doing a workshop today. You need to get my podcast. The podcast is everywhere, Sean. So the podcast is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, Amazon Music, Pandora, iHeart, Podbean. It's everywhere. So all you have to do is go to whatever your podcast listening platform is and do the Danny Cook Show. Today's workshop is 7 steps to resolution. So it's how to have these very fierce conversations with your family and friends. Yes, Sean, on iHeart. It's how to have these very fierce conversations with your family and friends who have opposing views, political views than you do. Right. And then Tuesday's training on the 4th is it's called Good Trouble Training. Right. So that's all the things. So I do need to run. I got 45 minutes to get ready for today. I need to get these guys settled because they need to have lunch. And then that way I can be diligent. So I will see those of you all who are coming to the workshop today. I will see you in 45 minutes. Everyone else, I may see you later tonight on a second TikTok live. But if that happens, it won't be until later tonight. I will definitely see you tomorrow on a TikTok live, but probably today as well. Because TikTok now wants me to hit 3 hours a day, which is what I usually do. But it'll be tonight. So make sure that you are following me across all socials. Ways that you can support are Venmo is Danny-Cook-11. Cash App is the little cash symbol, the Danny 444. And that is it. That's all I got. I will see you guys later. Appreciate